Brunswick Dirt Rider Association's live fun run. So this is an overnight adventure bike kind of ride, and we got a mixed bag of bikes here. And 7 of us, although one is not staying, he's just coming out for the drive for the day. We got Africa Twins, KLRs, my 890, Honda 300s, we got a bit of everything.
Alright, welcome back. This is indeed a ride with the New Brunswick Dirt Rider Association, and Hugo has organized a good ride for us today. In fact, it's going to be an overnight on the motorbikes. We're going to head down to Martin's Head and camp on the beach. Now, not a lot of off-road, mostly dirt roads, but for me, this is a chance to get out on the 890 and get some miles in on it. I rode down from Fredericton to Moncton and then rode with these guys for the next day and a half, and I gotta say, I'm getting to like the 890 even more. So for this trip, I'm riding sweep and also trying to grab some video. And here's something interesting when you ride with different people, and this is my fault completely, trying to get up on the right-hand side. He even had his blinker on. Yeah, anyway, just trying to get around, a few folk coming up from behind to pick up a little video of everybody, because I think everyone kind of enjoys to see themselves on camera every now and then, see their setup from a different angle.
Comfortable, you'll have to let me know, okay? I'll climb about halfway and I'll just sit there just in case, right? And when you drive by, just go until you find you're comfortable, and then you can stop there and wait. So you just pick the best path you can find, and momentum is your friend.
So Hugo's given a few pointers to some of the guys, and this is the challenge when you lead a ride. You don't know what everyone's skills are, and you don't know whether they're going to get in over their head, and you certainly don't want that to happen. But everyone here was fine, no issues whatsoever. So a little bit of a rougher road section here. You could almost call this off-road, I guess, although it is a dirt road. It's a bit washed out, and there's some good rocks on it. So this is a good chance to feel out the 890 suspension, and I gotta say it works really, really well. Now, I've made no adjustments to it at this point, and I'm waiting for it to kind of break in, and then I'll probably play with the clickers a bit more aggressively. Alright, that sounds a little off, but you know what I mean. Make bold adjustments in your suspension so you can feel it. Clear that little section and get onto this dirt road, and it's a bit dusty, and if you're running sweep, well, that just means you eat a lot of dust, but that's okay as well. The air filter on this bike's pretty good, so I was thinking about putting a Rottweiler pre-filter on it, or even the KTM one, and I might just do that. Cruising along through some farm fields now, and I apologize for the bit of wind blast that I'm getting on the GoPro. I think I must have played with the settings and somehow turned off the wind management or the wind noise reduction, which I think turns off the front microphones. But anyway, it's nice going through here. It's kind of fun. It looked like a private driveway initially, but nope, it's actually a lane that's you can drive on with your car. I have limited experience with green laning in UK, but I've hiked some of them, not ridden any of them, but this kind of looks like some of the videos I've seen where guys are green laning, although a little more dry and less rocky. And a lot less pubs, which is a shame. Alright, that little section drops us out on the road here, and we're going to head down to a corner store, get a little bit of lunch and some gas for the guys that want it. I don't bother because the KTM has a range of about 400 kilometers. So with fuel tanks topped up and a little bit of food in our bellies, we're back out, and this dirt road is a straight shot, so I decided to move from sweep to run up front to get out of the dust. And this is me and Hugo kind of riding along here at a pretty good clip, which is always fun.
Some rocks that come out here that they catch you out of nowhere.
Yeah, well, especially I'm running road pressure tire pressure, right?
Yeah.
So they're skating around the corners, and
Yeah.
it'll be a wild.
For me, it's not flat, is it?
No.
Okay. It felt wiggly at some places.
Yeah, my front end, I got a good scare on that one.
Oh yeah.
I was like, uh-oh. It's like, whoa.
Not quite sure what that means when it's that sound that I just made. I'm not going to make it again. But I hit a rock that was buried in the road but still sticking up quite a bit. And I was doing about 90, 100 kilometers an hour. It got kicked pretty hard to the left. I think the steering damper or just momentum saved me. It certainly wasn't skills, but there was some pucker factor involved. And as I told Hugo, I'm running road tire pressure, which has the bike kind of skating around on the dirt. Probably should have lowered the tire pressure, but I knew we would be moving from road to off-road, road to off-road, so I just left it. And I don't have an electric pump, I have a hand pump, which is no real excuse, that's just being lazy, but it worked out just fine. So not that long ago, this wasn't paved at all, and this was a dirt road, which I've not actually followed this one all the way down. It goes for quite a ways, but we're going to turn off of this one in a little bit, and that's the last shot to get on the dirt to head down to Martin's Head Beach, which is going to be not that difficult to ride. It's got a few sections that are a bit rough, but the beach itself is really nice. Alright, music back on for the final push down to the beach. This is the road that I was just talking about. Prior to this, it's more open and much more of a gravel road. This gets a little bit more narrow and a little rougher, but still not that bad. A couple of years back, I rode my GSA down here. No problems at all for a big bike that it is, but I stayed off the sand. These quads are a little bit of foreshadowing of what we're going to find on the beach. I was a little bit concerned when we got down there because there was probably, I don't know, 20 side-by-sides and quads, or well, actually probably more than that. Some were camping, some looked like they were just down for the day, but they did stay into the early evening, but then all departed, so that was fine. It was a quiet night on the beach. And we're there. Here's Martin's Head Beach, and there are quite a few people camped out here, which is no big deal. It's pretty much the norm for most weekends. This is not a public beach per se in terms of a regulated beach or part of any sort of provincial park or anything. I'm not actually sure who owns the land. It might be all Crown land, but this is a well-known amongst the locals and maybe a few others. But it's a little bit of a rough ride in, so you're going to want to have a truck for sure, or an all-wheel drive car, or bike or side-by-side. And now we're going to try and figure a spot to camp. So we're going to explore the beach, and we do push into the soft stuff.
It's a deeper sand.
Yeah, I know.
We'll go play.
We'll find out.
I say that with a little more confidence than I was feeling. I remember taking my GSA down here, and in the sand, it's tough going. We'll see how the 890 does, but first, we'll stop, have a little chat with Craig, a little bit of a pep talk here, because he's a relatively new rider, although he's a very, very skilled high-performance car driver. He's new to bikes.
Sand. It'll be hard going for us.
Huh?
It'll be hard going for us.
Well, we're gonna camp. I'm happy right here.
Yeah.
Then maybe when I get unloaded, I could practice.
Okay, nothing to it but to just get into it, and this is going to be the 890's first foray into sand, but you know what, it goes all right. Keep the speeds up, get that front tire floating a little bit, and it does just fine, even though I haven't reduced the air pressure. Bike's got more than enough power to push itself through and get the front end up.
Is there a good spot there?
That's a beautiful spot, but I don't think Buddy's going to be able to make it.
Well, you can walk in, I can ride his bike in.
Well, we do all get into this campsite, and it's a beauty. Craig included, and the only part he needed help with was the last little bit to get his bike in and turned around, and we're going to have a beautiful night on the beach. Alright, no dramas through the night. We had a good sleep and had a good night sitting around the fire for a little while, but now it's time to break camp. Little shoulder check there to make sure I'm not hosing anyone with sand, because that's a hard way to start the day when you got sand all over your face, but no problems there. I don't know if you saw my dampener there, but I had it cranked up a fair amount, and that helped quite a bit. But really just the speed and the fact that the tide was out to give access to a little bit of firmer sand, no problems. Well, okay, a small problem. Craig did make it all the way off the beach until we got into this really soft stuff here, and then had a little low-speed drop, but no big deal. He weathered it like a champ. We get him back up on his wheels and going again, and everyone's happy.
Ready? Got her?
Oh, man. Hang on. Can you hold it while I get on?
Yeah. We got her.
All good?
All good.
Oh, I can't turn the wheel.
No, you're gonna have to have a little momentum first.
There you go.
Am I in a hole up there?
You're right. You get out.
This is a really nice bike. It reminds me of my BMW GSA in terms of lots of technology and just the same sort of feel, but it's a big bike to bring on the sand. Time now to make our way off the beach, and this is going back up the road that we came down. It's a little bit rocky, kind of loose, scrabbly kind of stuff, but proves to be no issues for any of us. And we get up to the top, do a little weather check, and it looks like it's going to rain pretty hard in a couple hours. And I'm 2.5 hours from home, so I decide at this point it's time for me to head home. I peel away from the group. They carry on and actually have a good day. Get a little rain when they're in having lunch, but beyond that, it stayed sunny. And I rode through a little bit of a shower, but not much, and made it back home with no problem. Can confirm the 890 will fly. After Hugo gets his little jump, I pop over it as well, and honestly, the 890 lands kind of like a dirt bike. So here is me going solo now. I've broken away from the group. I'm going to rejoin the main road here and make tracks for home. This has been a great ride. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I look forward to the next recreational ride and more time on the 890.